Hello, today I am here to bring you the final review in my Salt section of my independent publisher series. I will link all previous videos down below, so feel free to check those out if you're coming to this and not having watched the others. But the final review is of Bodies of Water by V.H. Leslie. Now, I was only going to do 4 Salt books, and this is my 5th, but very kindly, Valma Vlogs, and I will link her channel down below, she's fantastic, definitely check her out. She very kindly sent me this because she wasn't going to keep it after she finished it, and she knew I was doing the Salt books, so she asked if I would like it, which was really kind of her, and I jumped at the chance. So I've added this on the end of my Salt section, and I'm very glad I got to read this one. This was another 4-star read for me, and I really did enjoy this. It's a quick read, there's not actually much writing to a page, and it's very thin. I literally got through this in probably about 2 or 3 hours. This is kind of a spooky-esque story, split into 2 time periods. We follow Kirsten in the current day, and she has just moved into a new apartment complex in London next to the River Thames, which she knows used to be a hospital. The chapters alternate between her and a character called Evelyn, who was in the hospital, which was actually a hydrotherapy centre for women in the Victorian age. And it goes from there, and it's kind of horror-esque, and the 2 stories intertwine in quite a spooky way. I don't know how much to say about this, really. I went into it not knowing much about it at all, and I think that's quite a good way to go into it. It's quite an enjoyable, slightly spooky read. It looks at a few different topics. So this is a very feminist book, which I found with all of the Salt books. Well, I'll talk about that more in my final wrap-up of all of them together. But this is quite feminist, and it looks at how women were treated, especially in terms of health, and how everything was kind of chalked up to being a hysterical issue because they were women. It also sort of looks at the myth of women and water, so with mermaids and things like that. And the water, as you can guess from the title, very much plays a large role in this. As a whole, I did really enjoy this, and there were some passages that were just absolutely beautifully written. The only thing I would say is that I feel like I kind of lost that literary aspect and became more of a stereotypical horror story as it went on. So there are ghosts in this, I don't think that's ruining anything, and what I thought in the beginning was that the ghosts were individual to both of the women, so they're both seeing ghosts, but I thought they were to do with their past and a sort of a haunting from the water, but it turns out that both the incidences are related, and I kind of felt like it would have been better if they both had very individual experiences with the water and the haunting. But that said, it was still enjoyable. I did feel like it could have been better, and I almost felt like we didn't need the split perspective, and it may have been better to just focus on Evelyn's story because I think there was a lot of interest in there. It was nice getting the future perspective from Kirsten, but I don't feel like it was necessary, and I definitely would have liked to delve further into Evelyn's story. So those are the points that stopped it from being a fantastic read for me, but I would still recommend it. It's so short that it's well worth a read. This was the most sort of hyped book of the Salt books that I read. It's definitely the one I've heard the most about, so I'm glad to have had a chance to read it. It was quite a nice place to finish my delving into Salt books. So next video in my independent publisher series will be my wrap-up of the Salt books altogether, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested, and I will then be going on to the next publisher. I won't tell you who it is yet because, you know, surprises. So yes, please let me know down below if you've read this and what you thought, and I will see you next time. Bye!